Good evening or good night, ladies and gentlemen, whichever one you want to call it. And welcome to Breakfast and Body Slams, Thursday Night Slams. And I am just one of your hosts, Chio Frost. But before I get into things, let me introduce one of my co-workers, co-hosts, uh, my other tag team partner besides Dennis Reaper, tag team partner from the team known as Wreaking Havoc, as we were kicking Pat the Gobbler's booty. I guess we got to tone it down with our language a while back. I'd like to bring in my man, my homie,
Yo, what up? I'm back.
T.Reyes.
They keep inviting me. I keep coming back. I'm
That's
here.
it. Man, have we got a show for you tonight, folks? First and foremost, I would like to give a shout out and a cheap plug, as always, to our Devereaux Sports family out there. That's right. The Devereaux Sports team can be heard exclusively at Devereaux Sports on Facebook via Last Out Media. And we got all the teams out there like the Gobbler Inc., the Sullivan Squad. We got MMA now going on besides us with the rest. We got the Old Head show they're doing down there too as well. But there's a whole bunch of stuff going on in the wrestling world. Oh, I forgot. I'd like to give a shout out to our affiliates and cheap plugs for them. Anthony Blackwell and Andy Header over at the Tornado Tag Podcast, as well as the two Daves, DB Richards and Sweet Tea referee Dave Keener over at the 2300 Wrestling Podcast. But now, without any further ado, let's bring our guest that we selectively handpicked. We searched through the garbage. We searched through the back alleys of the old ECW arena, because they have stuff thrown all around. They got fans, they got photographers, they got managers, they got referees. Wait, I think this guy, he does it all.
Everything.
This is, and I hope I do not butcher his name like I do other people's. This is Craig Prendergast. I hope
Oh my God.
Said it right.
Oh my God, you said it right. You said it right. I'm shocked.
Sweet. That's what I'm talking about.
Or too sweet. Too sweet.
Oh, too sweet. Craig, how are you, brother?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you doing, Chio?
I'm doing pretty good right now that you're here. Like Dennis was here, but he had to step away because you know how he does. He likes to get that grub on. We all do. We're all big boys. We all like to eat.
It's that whole food thing, yeah.
Yeah. So, question: how has it been so far for 2021? With coming back from the whole shutdown from COVID and everything picking back up, and 2020, I'm sure that was a pain in the ass for you.
2020 was horrible. I actually put on 20 pounds because the gym shut down, and I was at first going to the park just to walk, and then first to jog, and then just started walking. And then I'm like, it's too hot, and I was like too depressed because there's no shows. Because I've always told people the reason why I get in shape is because of wrestling. The reason why I got in shape is because of wrestling. And because all the shows shut down, I got very depressed. I was not in a happy place, not in a good place. But now that 2021, the shows are starting back up. I'm seeing all my friends again. It's a blast. I'm really enjoying 2021. Not to jinx it, because, I see all the stuff with the mask and stuff coming back on again. So I don't want to jinx it, but I'm really enjoying myself.
Yeah. My place of business just had us incorporate mask mandate for our job just the last day or two. I'm getting a little slack from consumers coming in complaining. I said, hey, you could either wear the mask that you claim it bothers you, or when you get sick, you can have one of those trachs down their mouth to help them breathe.
Ventilators. A ventilator, yeah.
Yeah. So, sorry, got a little itch on my foot here. So, I don't know. Have you ever came in contact with My man T.Reyes here. Have you two ever met before? Been on shows together?
In all honesty, I've been doing this thing for like 10 years, and I see so many people. It's a blur. So if he remembers a photographer that was about 40 pounds heavier with a thick beard, a mustache around ringside, that was me. Either me or George Tahinos. But I didn't wear glasses.
It's hard because this was about nearly 20 years ago itself. It was ECW's one of their final shows at the Hamburg Fieldhouse.
Okay, I can't say I went to ECW at the Hamburg Fieldhouse, but I can say I went to just about every single Philadelphia ECW show. I sat front row ringside for that.
No,
This one might work for both of you. Was you ever taking pictures at Liberty All Star?
Yes.
When they were at the Murphy Rec Center.
Yes, and that was actually when people complain about the heat. That was the hottest I've ever been in because the Murphy Rec Center, no air, no fans in the summer, drenched. I'm surprised I didn't pass out.
Because at that time, well, not all the time. I guess he probably had other ring rentals because we were on ring rentals there multiple times with the IWA with their ring there with when Bay had Rapid Fire Maldonado wrestling there. We were there with the ring. So maybe we did come in contact while we were there.
Probably. Again, I've seen so many people because before I did the refereeing and the managing, I shot ringside. I was a ringside photographer from about 1996 to about 2010, 2011.
But you know what? Don't give us all the details quite yet.
Okay.
We're going to jump all into that. We're going to start from the beginning.
Okay.
I see Dennis is back. My man, my other tag partner besides T.Reyes, Dennis Reaper.
What's up, everybody? Hey, Mike needs you to send him an invite.
Man, I just sent him an invite.
He just messaged me saying, sending me a link.
All right.
Man.
I sent it in our Breakfast and Body Slams chat room page. So, but I'll send him one now. But you know what? Craig, why not you kick us off with what was it like, the atmosphere, and at that time in your life being on the other side of the guardrail at ECW as a fan?
It almost is like words can't describe the atmosphere there. It was almost like family. You would go there and you see everyone at the same shows and you develop relationships, friendships, sometimes a little bit more than friendships, if you know what I'm saying. But it was fun, wonderful, and I'm so blessed that I got to sit front row ringside because you got to see people that you never saw in the States before. That was the debut of Rey Mysterio Jr., that was the debut of Juventud Guerrera, Chris Benoit, Dean Malenko, Eddie Guerrero. They had never made it mainstream. That was like the first time you ever saw those guys. And the intensity of the crowd was off the charts, just unbelievable. And more so than that, coming back to what I just said, I developed relationships with people that I still have to this day, just knowing them from going to shows and sitting next to them and talking to them and stuff like that. And that means a lot to me as well.
Yeah, I know being at the arena, I only been there for, I want to say 2 or 3 shows. I was at a Hamburg show they did, but the one show that stands out the most, I believe it was the same night when Kimona danced
on top of the ECW arena. That's because there was a ring problem with the ring. And they just sent her out because they had to put the ring together or something. Was
this the same time? Well, I'm like I said, it might have been the same night when they had to put the tables up in the ring for the scaffold match between Dreamer and Brian Lee. Because I was there for that one, I remember. So I'm just trying to remember if it's the same night. Otherwise, it was 2 separate nights. I can't remember.
I think the ring broke, and that's why she was out there dancing.
Okay.
I think that was what happened. Yeah.
Yeah, because that same night was when Lee and Dreamer were going at it. That same night prior to that, it was the Eliminators taking on Doc and Gordy, and Perry Saturn came off the top with the elbow drop off the top. Yeah, so that there I blatantly remember. It was a great night for me. Now as a fan on that side, and you said there's so many people around ringside that you got to know in this business, which we became good friends with guys like the Hat Guy, John Bailey.
He's a manager in Triple WA. Yes, I know him well.
Yeah, guys like you are actually still friends with Bob McGee, who runs
Pro Wrestling Between the Sheets. Yep.
And I actually still frequent that page quite often. Wasn't Pro Wrestling Between the Sheets, wasn't that a combination between him and Fritz Cap?
Yeah, it was Fritz Cap, and then Fritz Cap gave it up or sold it or traded or whatever, and then Bob McGee just took over.
Okay.
As far as I know.
We got Mikey in the room, the better Bernard. This is Pat's brother. So, hello, Mikey.
Also known
how
as
are you
the
doing?
Saint Bernard. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hey, Greg.
Hi, Mike. How are you? Do I know you?
What
I know so many people. It's a blur.
No. He's freshly new to our group.
Okay.
Our group of friends. We just took him to get rid of Pat.
Okay, gotcha.
So, like I said, so we got the better one.
Yeah, it's exactly the better Bernard.
So now, what was your transition from becoming, just a fan into photography?
Well, I like I said, I went to every ECW show in Philly, and I was always taking pictures from my front row seat, and they came out pretty good, and I liked it, and it was cool. But because of ECW, how they were all over the place, and you're like, oh my God, they're almost they're right in my chair, they're all over the place. I wanted more. I wanted to get closer. It was an addiction. So one day I went to a Liberty All-Star wrestling show in Eddystone, I think, and I just flat out asked Bay Ragney, do you mind if I shoot ringside? He's like, yeah, no problem. And great, thanks. And that's what started me. Then I started shooting ringside as much as I could. Matter of fact, one of the you mentioned the 2300 wrestling podcast. I believe one of the Daves there started wrestling there. I probably have some pictures of him somewhere or other, but now he's a referee. Keener, yes, Dave Keener, yeah. He started wrestling there. So I probably have a picture of him somewhere as a wrestler. But yeah, so because of Bay Ragney, that was my first, and then I just started going to every show I possibly could just to shoot ringside. And that was when it was just film and not digital. So you can imagine how much that cost for film and developing and reprints and enlargements.
The whole time
I do not miss those days. I do not miss those days in any way, shape, or form at all.
In some ways I do. In some ways I do, because I look at the memories, because it's sad to say this, but when you want to remember someone because they recently passed or they recently retired, it's like, oh yeah, I took pictures of this and that. And I still every so often get people that ask me, hey, do you have pictures of this guy? Because I'm doing a tribute, or this guy just passed, or this guy just retired. So I look it up and I'm like, yeah, I'm glad I was there.
And the thing is, I know sometimes it irks me, I'm not a photographer, but or part of the film crew, but guys who've been around the business long enough, we know the right angles or the right pick shots they should get. And it irritates me when I don't see either a camera guy or a photographer running over to get that shot that's going to either about to happen or just, they're just like, okay, well, they're on the opposite side of the ring. I'm not going to go all the way. No, get your ass over there, get that shot. It could end up in PWI or something like that.
I know exactly what you're talking about. It's like when someone goes to the top rope, you better see a scramble of photographers going on the other side, because you know what's going to happen. You know they're going to dive or get tossed off or something. So if you follow the business enough, you know exactly where to go. Yeah. You just know.
And I know slowly JoJo's starting to pick that up with her photography. She been around it since she was 7 when she started helping out. And now she's about to be 17, and her photography, her pictures are just getting better and better. But she needs to develop more of an eye. Like she does get the good shots, but like I said, she gotta anticipate those ones that are gonna be there when you least expect it.
And also, to be honest with you, you got to experiment with the shutter speed and the f-stop to make sure you get the proper lighting and the proper thing. So when you take an action shot, it doesn't look like a big blur. Trust me, I've gone through that. It's not fun.
Yeah,
it's not fun.
Yeah, she forever always has me upgrading her equipment for her.
Oh, well, that's very nice of you, Chio, to be paying for all of her equipment.
Yeah, don't. Here, happy birthday. There's your Christmas present. Shut up. Leave me alone.
There you go.
All right. All right. So now, photography opened up a wide range of doors for you in many companies, I'm sure. And I know for a fact promoters are welcoming, especially if they don't got a photographer on hand. Or probably at the time, sometimes photographers just starting out be like, hey, I'll come in, I'll just get you the pictures, do it for free or whatever. And you're like, yeah, free, sure, come on. That's promoters for you. But yeah, everything costs $1. You would like, hey, can you at least reimburse me for the film or this or that? Just something.
I never really asked them for it, but there have been promoters that have reimbursed me without my asking for it. And I'm not going to name names. I'm just grateful for that. They know who they are.
That's what's up. You got something to say there? I heard that. Is that you, Dennis?
No, that was Mikey.
No, that was actually
Mikey.
me.
Ah, man.
Yeah, my throat was a little dry there.
You better leave your brother alone. So now you're working everywhere doing photography.
Yep.
Now my question is, when it's time for you to transition from a photographer's realm to the referee mode, was they short a ref, or did you want to ref? And he said, hey, kid, we got a T-shirt for you. Can you ref for us?
No, it's an interesting story behind that. I was going through a divorce, so call it my midlife crisis, if you will, because I was getting sick and tired of taking pictures in ringside. And Zach Connor, God bless him, he's the booker for DCW. He knows how passionate I am about things, and I was always like talking to him about stuff and this and that. We both share a passion for the business. So he came up with this great angle where he was in a match. I forget who he was working with, but the referee got bumped. And then we did an angle where he like waved me. He's like, hey, photographer, come here, quick. So I handed off my camera, came in the ring, put the ref shirt on, and ref the last like 2 minutes of the match. And then I was like a referee, and then I was like a referee from then on. I know, it's like I'd never seen that before.
That's cool.
It was like with the sweatshirt, the shirt I put on, the ref shirt was like super sweaty. But it's like other than that, it was really cool. It was awesome. I was like flying high. It was like the first time I ever done that. So that's how I got started refereeing.
Hey, First and foremost, I want to apologize to Mikey for taking you from the bottom and moving you to the top, because that StreamYard logo fits just right in the corner of your picture there. Because
you must be joking.
No, because it was covering me up. So I like, let me just put it up in that corner. I was tempted to move Reaper up. I'm like, you got a better shot in that one corner to throw up. So sorry, Mikey. I threw you up.
That's all right. All right.
I feel some type of way now. So, so now you're reffing. And that, I'm guessing that was DCW, because that was where you got your home start with training and stuff, though.
Yeah, that's still my home fed, DCW. Yes, and I did get my training. Mark Harrow was my trainer, and I honestly, I couldn't ask for a better trainer than him. I think he has a new school now. I think it's Workhorse Wrestling Training Center, I believe it is. Yeah, so he's training again. I had to get my cheap plug in.
It's all right. You can plug away.
Okay.
If you got stuff coming up that you want to plug.
Yeah, I'll plug that at the end. At the end. But honestly, the stuff that he put me through, it was the toughest thing I've ever had to do in my life, but also the most rewarding. Because when I first started refereeing, I was like a little overweight, definitely out of shape, but a lot of weeks of exercises and drills, I got into the best shape of my life. And I learned to push myself to places I never thought I'd be able to. And he taught me to like the final. There's a lot more than just counting to 3, where when to tell the boys to go home, watching the time, stuff like that. And because of all that training, I've had the honor of refereeing. Like I've reffed matches with like Tommy Dreamer, Jerry Lawler, and something that I hang my hat on in terms of refereeing, I got to referee Demolition's, as far as I know, Demolition's official last match.
Which
sweet. Was, I think it was an 8-man tag at KCW.
You know,
That is awesome.
anyone who can go out there and referee, I give my hats off to you guys, because I ref like maybe one show was like every other match, and I probably ref maybe another other show or two, and I hated it. I really hated it because I didn't realize how bad you got to stay professional at the time, especially when you got people heckling the shit out of you, because as a worker, when you're in ring, you
want to
give it
heckle
right-
back.
Yeah, you can give it back. So as a ref, then you got to make sure you're always in the right position at the right time. You're not messing up a count. Like sometimes you're tempted to count 3, or the guy don't kick out, or like, oh, okay, what the hell just happened? You don't want to mess nothing up though. So yeah, I give it up to the refs as well as ring announcers, because I ring announce some shows too, and I'm like, I have a voice for it when I do ring announce, but I just always afterwards I end up losing my voice at the end of the night. So it's not for me. I had the voice, but it's not up to par to do it on a regular basis.
Yeah, well, don't worry. I've screwed up plenty. I hope to minimize the screw ups. I mean, knock on wood, or as the French say, knock on wood. I hope to not screw up anytime in the future. But I've every time you screw up, you learn, and sometimes it is your fault, sometimes it's not your fault, but it's always a learning experience.
Now, was you able through your time ref? Was you able to pick the brains of some of the veteran refs?
I always ask them, when do you, for example, like, do you call the closed fist? Do you not call the closed fist? When they're on the top rope, do you count 3? And I get like different answers from different people. So it's just like I just okay, I'll take what you said. I'll take what you said and just make it my own. And
yeah, I guess it depends on the situation, what they're looking at.
I try to ask the promoter beforehand, do you want me to do the pat down? Do you want me to give them the time? What exactly are you looking for in terms of a referee? What specifics
and you know
do you need?
what you just described, I don't see a lot of that anymore. I really don't see refs out there really patting the guys down. The waist, to go to the knees, to the bottom of the boots and stuff.
Well, the reason why you do that, I don't know if I'm going to give away a trade secret or anything, but the reason why you do that is when you pat them down, if they have anything to tell you, they can tell you, okay, tell the other guy to.
No, that part I get, but
Okay.
But traditionally wise though,
oh, you don't see that. I see what you mean.
It was a common thing for a ref to go and pat everyone down who's participated in the match. But you don't see that anymore though.
If I don't get
now, they're just walking over. Hey, what's up? Blah blah blah. Whatever.
Yeah. If I don't get asked, I do it anyway, just because it looks more professional.
Yes.
It looks more And by the way, my top pet peeve of referees, if you're a referee and I see your shirt untucked, I'm going to go off.
Oh,
tuck
definitely.
your shirt in. Tuck your shirt in. Look professional, please.
There's one referee, hands down, had to be the cleanest referee I ever met, because he had multiple change of clothes of ref outfits. Every time he came back from reffing and someone else out there, he's back there changing his shirt, putting the deodorant, wiping down, this, that. He put a fresh pair of everything on, drawers and everything. And then he'd go back out. As soon as he was done with his next match, he'd come back, do the same, change over to the next outfit. He had multiple outfits, and he always freshened up. He worked a lot in New Jersey and Delaware. He was an African-American older gentleman, Mike, quick count something. I forget his name. But like I said, he would hands down go the most. He would have to be the most cleanliness ref that I met throughout my entire career.
Has he retired? Because if this is the guy I'm thinking of, he was a guy who knew like the moves of all the matches. So if they got lost, he just asked him, and he knew like the entire match.
Maybe he's an older gentleman. He had grays and stuff like that though. He's really thin built.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I know.
If
I know
I
what
find
you're
a
talking
picture, if I find a picture of him online, I'll I'll send it over to you because I'm sure
Okay.
I think I got one probably somewhere.
And I think I know who you're talking about. That's a guy. Yeah, he was like a really, really good. I think he retired, but he was a really good referee. Maybe one of the best, if not the best.
Now some of the refs that you look to like currently right now. Well, if you were still, I don't know, are you still reffing?
You know what? I haven't reffed in a while, not for lack of anything, just the two promotions I work for. DCW, it's like I'm the president there, and UWC, I'm a manager there. So I still referee the occasional match here and there, but I haven't refereed in it's been a while, but you don't forget that stuff.
So who is some of your go-to refs? Like if you wanted to work a show with other refs, who would be your idea team of refs? Like 2 or 3, you can name all, like 3, whatever. That's including you. You know, that way you divide up the matches. Like who would be your squad?
Okay, you mean on the current like WWE or?
No. I mean
now
the indie wise that around the
okay
shows. I'm like, because I'm sure we got some of the same names in mind who we might pick.
The Keeners, Mike and Dave, for one thing,
Okay.
that pops into my head. Other referees. I wish I knew this. I can look this up. The guy who does the refereeing at UWC, I forget his name, but he's really professional, and I know he's like the main referee. I'm really embarrassed. I can't think of his name off the top of my head, but
I know I have a list of refs on my.
And if you throw some names
site.
at me, I'm sure I'd agree with you.
Chris Levin. Chris Levin.
Name sounds familiar, but
Kid Ref. His nickname Kid Ref.
Oh God, yes. Because he was in Impact for a while. Yes. Oh, he is awesome. Yes, definitely.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. Nick Papagiorgio.
Don't know him.
No, he does a lot of stuff in the Jersey area. Okay. Nick Shin.
Doesn't sound familiar.
Okay. Yeah. It's like I said, I have a whole list of other refs out there on there, but right there, we pretty much already described like at least 4 of them between the 2 Keeners and Chris together, just alone right there. Is like my favorites right there.
Mike Keener is like the best referee I've ever seen. He's amazing.
And he's always in denial about it, though. That's the thing. He's so humble.
He really is.
He's extremely humble. God bless that guy, because he also is an excellent trainer from what I've seen. He's trained a lot of guys, so he's a credit to the business.
Yeah, and hands down, he's like one of the guys that I truly trust in his business. If I was booking a show right now, and he would come to me and say, "Hey, Chio, I got my man T here. He's a good kid. Can you give him a spot?" Hands down, I'd be like, "Hell yeah, I'll give him a spot," because Keener put his stamp of validation on it. I'm like, if Keener goes and tells me, "I don't know about that kid," I'm like, I've seen him fuck up this and that. He needs more work, this and that. I'll be a little leery. I'm like, okay, well, I don't want to shun the kid because he had a couple mistakes, but at the same time, his word is bond. Keener's word is bond. So, like I said, hands down, I would always trust Keener's word no matter what.
Okay. Yes, I agree with him because, again, he's another guy like myself who's done it all. He's refereed. He's wrestled. I don't know. I think has he managed? I think he has. I'm not sure, but he's done a lot.
Sure.
And he's a trainer, and he's an excellent trainer. So he's done a lot, just a lot.
Yeah. Now, here's one question I want to know. Now, you said a pet peeve of yours was the shirt being untucked.
Yes.
Okay. What about facial hair on a ref? Should they be clean shaven as a ref?
Honestly, I don't see anything wrong with that as long as the beards are neatly trimmed and it's not like bushy and all over the place. I don't see anything wrong with that.
I have seen a lot of that lately.
But you know what's else? Since we're talking about pet peeves, referees that wear shorts. That doesn't look professional because I don't care how hot it is because everyone else is sweating. I mean, wear black pants because you want to look like a referee. You want to look official. How can people take you seriously when you have shorts on. I mean, seriously.
I have that one topped. I have you topped on that one, Craig. So there's a wrestling a referee that does tapings for a promotion.
Mhm.
He wears jogging pants, lifting gloves,
Oh my
and
God.
a do-rag. Or not a do-rag, but a bandana. And I asked him, what is this? He goes, this is my gimmick. And I'm like, first off, you're a referee. Dress as a referee. Referees don't wear gloves. Referees don't wear those. They wear actual pants. And they don't wear bandanas. He goes, well, this is what I wear, and I'm not going to stop. I walked out of the building. I was like, okay, well, he's not my ref. I was like, no, can't do it. I can't. I like professionalism. So, like, when you're saying about the whole shirts tucked in, I want, if they're going to have a beard, like I have a beard, it has to be, if you're going to be a referee, it has to be nicely trimmed up and professionally done.
Right.
To where you don't look like a slob,
A la
And then
Tim
I'm seeing referees that have like blue or green hair because they want to make themselves stand out. And I'm like,
who's going to book them? Who's going to book a blue-haired referee? Seriously. How are you supposed to take someone like that seriously?
There will be people that book them because they'll do it for nothing.
Or they're the nephew or the promoter
or they sell tickets.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, Tim White was always one who always kept his beard nice and cleaned up in WWF at the time.
Harvey Whippleman.
Yeah, yes. Some of the great ones.
Yeah, I remember him.
Now, going back to what you were saying about shorts, though, I can see people wearing like a khaki pair of shorts, not jean shorts, but khaki if they're doing like an outdoor event somewhere, like like where it's like the sun's really beating down, and you're not inside a air conditioned place or anything like that, But like,
again, if you want to look, my opinion, you want to look professional, you wear the black pants. Yeah, short sleeve. You don't need a long sleeve referee, whatever.
No.
But yeah, just black pants. Then when you get to the back, just drink a lot of water and towel yourself off or whatever. But you're out there for like 5 to 7 minutes. It's like you're doing exercise. It's like you're exercising. You work up a sweat, then you towel off. But you're out there, look like a referee, because if you don't look official, the wrestlers won't take you seriously, and nor will the fans, buy into anything that you say.
Now, at the time when you were training, was this the same time when you were refereeing, or was you training as you were transitioning to be a manager?
Basically, I was constantly training with Mark Harrow. He's had several iterations of his school. He saw something in me.
It was Totem before?
Totem, yeah, that was his last one. That was the last one before the one that is at now. He kind of saw something in me because he saw that I liked getting involved with stuff, and I like taking the bumps as a referee. I like taking ref bumps. Nick Patrick.
Yeah.
He's naming Nick Patrick as the beard. The beard. Okay. But anyway, back to what you were saying. He kind of saw something. He saw I had like charisma, and I was like, nah, I don't want to be a manager. I'm a referee. I can't do that. He's like, give it a shot. Try it. So I lucked out in that Corey Castle, God bless him, gave me one of Nick Burke's old jackets, because Nick Burke was doing some sort of like lounge singer gimmick. I forget what his.
Nicky Benz.
Thank you, Nicky Benz. Yeah, he was doing a Nicky Benz gimmick. Corey Castle gave me one of Nick Burke's old Nicky Benz jackets, and that has been such a blessing, because that jacket is money. Because that jacket gets me over. I could say, like, I could trip over my tongue, say nothing. I wear that jacket, people hate me. They're like, oh, you look like a used car salesman. Why are you doing that? Blah, 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 blah. So as I was training to be a referee, I was also training to be a manager, like, at the same time. So it's like when I did the training, I sometimes at training, I refereed a training match. I managed another match, and I just worked like that. And eventually they did an angle again at DCW and also at PPW. Do you remember that promotion in Lower Delaware, Power Pro Wrestling?
No, I heard of it, but I never attended one of their shows.
Yeah, it was Norman Jones. Jay Jones is a booker. He's on Facebook. But anyway, they both, I was referee for both of them, and they both did a thing where they eventually turned me from a referee to a manager, a la Nick Patrick, a la Teddy Long, and
that's great.
I love that's money. That's so much fun. People never expect that. I mean, it's been done before, but you don't see that happen a lot, and I wouldn't be surprised if it happens like in the near future, because that's just a great way to get someone over, I think.
Yeah, I know. With the training process, we all been through it except for Mikey. One day we have to get Mikey in the ring to take a couple bumps, hit the ropes or something like that, see how it feels.
Oh, I
But
can tell you exactly how it feels. It hurts. It hurt. I mean, when I started refereeing and you slap them out, I was like 1 out, 2 out, 3 out. And I was like, and when I did like Falls Count Anywhere matches, I'm like, okay, I'm outside. I thought I have to, make it sound like, so I was like slapping the pavement. It's like 1, got them, 2, and I was like really hurting my hands. Now I slap them out. I don't feel it. I don't feel a thing.
It's you are conditioning your hand.
Exactly.
The same way we with the bumps, we are conditioning our backs for the falls and this and that. Like I said, all three of us, the plus you, know what it's like to be in there to hit the mat. Depends on what type of padding they have too. Like some are cushioned like beds, some feel hard like concrete. It is what it is. But like I said, once that conditioning goes and you get pretty good at being a bumping machine, you can pretty much bump anywhere then. And at a point, I was there at a point where I can be bumping out there on the hard floor concrete, which I shouldn't have to.
No.
But I did it anyway because it did not bother me. Now waking up after injuries I had after these years, now I wake up back's all sore and this and that. I'm making in pain throughout the day, but I don't let no one know that because it's because after a while you have that self pride of like, okay, I'm not gonna look hurt. I'm gonna come do my job.
I know all about that. I did that because I trained for wrestling before the Army, and then I went to the Army, and I haven't taken a bump in many, many months. I was talking to one of the dudes, one of the soldiers, and another soldier overheard said, "You're a wrestler? Take a bump." There's no it is a straight fucking concrete floor. My pride gets the best of me. I took that bump. I took that bump. I went, "Ka!"
I know.
In my head, I'm like, "Oh my god!" Face, right now I'm in the best shape of my life, so I have to look at him like, "What up?"
Now, did you tuck your head? Did you tuck your head?
I tucked my head. I tucked my head. I will make sure that wasn't happening, though.
Now, Dennis, did you ever have to go through that when you were freshly starting out, where you had like family and friends egg you on to take a bump? Yeah, come on, do it. Yeah, we know it's fake. Come out here and take a bump. I'm sure you have too, huh?
Look, I've had family tell me that the chops were fake, the chairs were fake, the kendo stick. I loved when I hear the kendo stick was fake, and I still have one all the time. So I'd be like, okay, here's the deal. I'm gonna give you 3 shots to make me cry. I'm gonna take 1 on you. They're like, okay, and they'll swing on me, and then I'll swing on them, and then they'd be like, oh. This is real.
It hurts.
Then I bring the chair out. I go, I'll be back. I go to Walmart and buy a chair. I come back. I go, here's the receipt. This is what the chairs are. And they're like, they're real. I'm like, nothing we do is fake.
No doubt.
I remember when
I get insulted when people use the F word.
Like nobody understands. No, they never understand.
No.
Like ever. Like, dog. All right, cool. We all know the predetermined shit, but come Lace Boost, son. Let's have fun. Let's see if your fun matches our fun. And it's a whole different atmosphere. I swear.
I gotta give a quick shout out to one of our Devereaux family members, Austin. He just chimed in on what's going on, boys. We're just here, Austin. We're talking with Craig here, former ECW fan in the crowd, turned photographer, turned referee, and
turned manager,
and transitioned currently as a professional wrestling manager.
It's me.
So, and I know what it's like to be a manager, because like after I got hurt and I landed pretty much after I was going up to the top rope for Frankensteiner, and soon as I look over, who do I see come walking in the door? I see Luke Gallows and
Oh man.
I can't think of what the other guy's name from Aces of Eights. They were big guy with a beard. I can't remember. It'll come to me eventually. But they're walking in the door, and I'm thinking, oh, please don't miss. Just as the take home spot, it was the take home. But luckily, it was a last man standing match, so it looked pretty good. Like it looked good when I landed on the back of my damn neck, and I hurt my spine. So literally, it was like counting to 10, trying to climb up, grab that top rope, let go when they said 9. Counted the other guy down at 10. You know who the other guy is, Dennis? Marvel. Mike Marvel.
Mike Marvel? Oh.
Yeah. So
F that guy.
That was the match that actually ended that match actually ended both of our careers of in-ring wrestling. Because as soon as I let go, I did fall. I was hurting. I was in so much pain. So it kind of worked out where it worked the gimmick where, last man standing, because it took me everything in my willpower just to stand up for the end. That's it. But I managed to jump back in the ring like 2 or 3 times, like 2 battle royals and 1 tag match. Other than that, I haven't done anything since. Only thing was doing between then was strictly managing. So I know what it's like to be a manager. You got to have a gift. The gift of gab.
And I'll tell you straight up, it was terrifying at first getting on that microphone, because I was like, I don't know what to say except shut up and you suck and whatever. But with enough practice, you just get in the mood. You're like, I don't care. I'm just gonna say whatever. If you don't like it, I'll just say it louder, and I'll just keep egging you on and keep pissing you off until I get a reaction out of you. Yeah. If you hate me, I'll say, don't cheer for this guy, and then they will cheer for that guy just because they hate me. So
it's funny, right? With independent wrestling, like as we all know.
Austin. Hi, Austin Hamill.
It's like we could get on the mic and people be scared. My mentality is we know that there's at least one smelly person out there. We know that, and they're in the front row all the time.
It's always a big chick sitting next to a guy with no teeth.
We will find them, and we will find them, and that will be our mark for the night, because it's easy, and that's how I nobody taught me that. Nobody said, go for that. I learned that on my own. It was like an 82-year-old lady that was booing me, this and that. And during intermission, she was sweet to me. I'm like, what the fuck? And this is as a rookie.
Honestly, finding the little old ladies is the best. Yeah. I love them.
Yeah.
Especially if they here's one, like in particular, one that I know from going to all the shows. She's a sweetheart, but during showtime, she's there with another elderly person who's her friend, and they show up and they're swinging their canes at me. They're telling me the hell off. But at the end of the night, they're giving me, hey, come here. I'm giving them some sugar. How you doing, babe? What's going on? This and that, but that's what it is. You actually through wrestling, you gain fans who become your friends, just like how as a fan you end up becoming friends with the wrestlers and you get involved.
And with Trey, you can use them as martyrs, and you already got it. As soon as you become hometown, like, oh, there goes Louise, we about to do it up. Oh, there goes Adam. I know he ain't put on a degree today. Now, that's how it works.
One group of guys that I used to love, I'm sure you remember them, and you probably remember them too, T. They traveled around with John Bailey, the bunch of little old guys. I used to hang out and sit with him at shows, and they used to travel in a limo.
John Bailey, didn't he? Didn't he come? I think it was his brother, wasn't it? And he was had glasses, and because
there was a bunch of them that tried to, but there was this one little old one with a cane that hanged out with them, like and he passed away some time ago.
Skinny, like real.
If this is the one I'm thinking of, didn't PWF do a
about.
tribute to him like Steve Carino's old Fed? Because
Maybe I'm not sure. I wasn't there.
If that's the guy I'm thinking, of, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but they used to travel to all these shows all together, and one of them used to drive a limo.
Okay.
Fun fact: John was my manager.
Oh, Hat Guy was your manager?
Yeah.
Oh,
Me
sweet.
too. Me too.
He was my manager before I went like full throttle U.S. Army and stopped wrestling. He was there when I won the Triple Threat Championship from the IWA.
Sweet.
I faced Roman and some other dude like Hayden. I remember.
It was the IWF guys.
Yeah, the IWF. But they were legit. They were WWE, like jobber guys.
Mm-hmm.
Like they were there all the time, and the one dude was like champion for like ever. He was Lord knows for how long, and I dethroned him. And he was he was supposed to like do the interference, and I caught the pinfall, and then they beat my ass after the match. And Hat Guy couldn't do anything because he's Hat Guy. But look, I was still champion at the end of the day. But yeah, fun fact, he was my manager for a couple stints.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah, now with us knowing guys like that, there's a whole list of actually ECW fans that been around.
I was just going to bring that up.
That we became friends with throughout the years.
That became that got like further into the business. That got into the business just because of ECW.
I was gonna say there was actually some that didn't even get into business who were still fans that we actually became friends with. One in particular that comes to mind is Stan the Fan.
Oh my dear Lord. I saw him like a couple years ago at ECWA when they had the Super 8, when they brought in like Pillman Jr. and the Von Erich kids and stuff like that. And he was in bad shape. I mean, he'd always come to ECW with his mother, and his mother like passed on, and he was always sick, and he was in bad shape. So I saw him a couple years ago. I remember him. Last time I seen him was at Dennis. I believe you were there too, at Super Crazy Pro Wrestling when they were at Toe Man Joe's in South Philly. Stan the Fan was there. So he's still around. Okay.
Yeah, that was right before the pandemic and everything shut down. It was right before that.
Well, he's one of those guys, like you mentioned. You play to him, and he'll give you a ton of heat.
Another person who's like a wrestling mom to a lot of the guys is Kathy Fitzgerald.
I saw her at Hamburg.
Yes, she was there. She ran into me too. Yeah, I seen her everywhere, places too. The one time I ran to a show, she brought some baby stuff she gave to me because she knew I was going to see Kobe Carino soon, so I did the handoff. So
she's a lovely woman, and she's very caring. She's very very caring.
Yeah, like I said, there is a select few of people who you get to know as fan wise who actually become family. Who's actually, you could actually call like someone like Kathy is one of the boys. She's mom, and in this business I had 3 wrestling moms. 3.
Okay.
Kathy, Nancy Moyer from the Allentown area, who actually see me when I started out, and I can't think of her first name, but I call her mom anyway. She's over at with ACW, Atomic Championship Wrestling. I have her face in my head. I just can't spit the name out.
Chio, when you get to be our age, we forget things.
Yes, especially when you meet so many people.
Yes,
a lot of it starts blending together.
It's a blur.
Dates and different venues and stories, companies.
And the sad part is they'd be like, "Hi, remember me?" You'd be like,
You just want to say, "Hey, how you doing? Been a long time."
Hey, buddy. Hey, champ.
That's where brother and sister come. Oh, bro.
Oh man. So we got a little bit off track there. So
sorry.
No, it's all right because we're telling stories here. We're catching up with different stuff. Now you transition from referee to manager.
Yep.
And how was it to be a manager per se, where now that you're not a referee, you could actually talk all the smack you want now?
I love it. I love yelling at people. I love yelling at the fans, telling them to shut up and you suck and you're idiots and blah blah blah. And I just like yelling at people and just getting them angry and pissed off. That makes me feel better. It's like,
It's the
okay,
greatest feeling.
Oh, it's like
there's
you're in
nothing
the
like
palm of my
classic
hand.
heel lines like that.
It's like you're in the palm of my hand. I love it.
Oh yeah.
Do you ever feel like it's an outlet where, like, you know,
Oh, yeah.
sometimes, because where I know a lot of times we might get frustrated on the job, and you know, and we got to be professional as possible, like in our everyday life. And then, well, except for Dennis, and then when you're out there, you can almost, you know, if the character that you're playing at during ring time is the character you want to unleash on people, sometimes it feels good. It's like oh my god, it's like a rush.
That I can tell you a little mini story about that. When I was like still a fan of like Tri-State Wrestling Alliance before ECW, I talked to Mad Dog DC Drake, and I was just talking to him, asking him for a living at the time. I don't know what he does now, but at the living he was a psychotherapist. And I asked him, oh, well, why do you do wrestling if you're a psychotherapist? And he said, just like you were talking about, it's his form of therapy. It's how he gets out his like negative emotions and whatnot.
No lie. I actually still talk to DC Drake. Me, him, and Harley Lewis get into conversation sometimes once in a while on
my God.
Facebook.
Harley Lewis.
And yes, I am a Harley Lewis guy, because Harley Lewis was there when I was just starting out in the beginning. So
I haven't heard his name in years. I remember him from NWA Jersey, like him, and he was one of the Misfits, wasn't he?
Yep, with Derek Domino.
Yep. I haven't heard his. Yeah, I know of him, and I think I'm friends with him on Facebook.
Yeah. I actually, Harley chimed in on my post when I mentioned about my mom's birthday, because she passed away so many years ago, and you know. He chimed in with a thumbs up or a heart. I forget which one it was, but because he was actually there the day my mom came in and drugged me out the wrestling school by my ear.
Oh, jeez.
And the thing was, she said go to school. She didn't say which school. So I was playing hooky from regular school going to wreestling school.
Well, you were technically at a school, so you know.
Yeah. So that's one story he quietly reminds me out of nowhere. If we're in a conversation, he's like, make sure you get your ass to school. I'm like, oh great, thanks.
Okay.
But so where do you see yourself going from here? Because now it's no secret, I'm like, we're all up in age now. I'm like, so
I'm 50 years old.
Do you see yourself potentially getting a contract somewhere as a manager?
No.
Because as a manager wise, it would work out for you, because being older, like as far as in ring wise, they are gonna want to look for younger talent. So I see being a manager, it would almost fit maybe a role somewhere, whether it's maybe Impact, Ring of Honor. I'm not going to say WWE or AEW, but somewhere like a smaller, like Major League Wrestling, something like that.
Okay, in all honesty, it's never been my goal to get signed anywhere. I do this for fun. I'm very passionate about it, and I like working wherever I can, but I'm not looking to get signed. Not to say if anyone said, here's a contract, obviously I take it, but I'm not looking to sign for Impact or Ring of Honor or anything like that. I do this for fun. I do this because I enjoy it. I do it because it's my passion. Now, that being said, as I'm getting older in age, I know that I won't be able to move around as much as I'm a manager. But there's two other things that I can do. As you can be a referee for like forever. I mean, the old time refs in the WWF, they did it for like years and years and years. You don't have to like move around that much. Number one. Number two, I know that in DCW that eventually I can't, my character's been played out. Eventually I'm going to be doing some more work in the back. So I want to contribute. I want to contribute.
as a manager role, I can see you transitioning over to doing live commentary and still playing your heel manager role, but on commentary.
You know, it's funny because that's something I've never done yet, but I would like to do that. I am curious. I did like a taste of it here and there, but I've never done commentary, but I would like to give that a shot. I think that'd be cool. But I'd also like to help out the new guys, you know, coming out, like with what I've learned as a referee, as a manager. I still try to help out here and there, not as much as like the people I know. I look at their matches and say, okay, this was good, this was bad.
Almost like an agent in the back.
Yeah, almost like that. Yeah. I mean, honestly, one of the things I'm most proud of right now is there's this manager. He goes by the name Dustin Wilson, and I don't know if
familiar with him.
Yeah, he manages Killing McMurphy, and that guy is just tremendous.
Gold.
He's tremendous.
Gold.
Exactly, and I've told him this to his face how much I hate and despise him because he's so much better than me. But on the plus side, he said that he took what I did and he just went with it and made it his own. So he did what I did when I managed like JJ Cruz, and he does it with Killing McMurphy now. So he's taken it and gone to the next level, and that's what I'm very proud of. That he looks at me as like inspiration. So God bless him. So
I've been watching their stuff since I've met him. Dustin is doing good things and big things. You know, what they have going with him and Killian, and I think it's like 3 other guys. Miles Millennium.
The Goons, I think they got. Yeah, Miles Millennium, like, Robbie Radke, and who else? A.K. Willis. A.K. Willis.
Yep.
And
like what they have going is great.
I trained with all of these guys, so I know they're decent human beings, and they're good workers, and they had good training. So I know all those guys, A.K. Willis, Dustin Wilson, Killing McMurphy, also Jason Andrews, all those guys I mentioned, they're all going to go far. They're all going to go far.
100%.
I see that.
I keep pushing Jason Andrews to the moon. I got the tag with him at Work Rate Entertainment for KCOA, and it was so much fun. Never worked with the kid. Showed up at Super Crazy, the Super Crazy show he's talking about. Showed up there, and I was like, hey, we're tagging. We're going to cut a promo for the show. He goes, yeah, what are we going to talk about? I'm like, I don't know. We're winging it. We're not working this out. We're going to wing this promo. Have no clue. And it was hilarious. I said it to KCO, and he's just like, he was so scared of you in the promo. I'm like, well, he's a face. I'm a heel. I've done some things in your shows that are not very fan-friendly, but it worked. But no, like I enjoy watching their stuff. They also have Dustin also manages a guy that does a Canadian gimmick.
I know who you're talking about. He used to. Jesus, I forget his name. I'm so embarrassed. But I know who you're talking about. He retired. I know who you're talking about. The short kid, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he retired. It's a shame he retired recently because I don't know, because of COVID or whatever. I know exactly who you're talking about, and I could probably if you give me a minute, I can look him up on Facebook because he's a friend of mine on Facebook. I know who he is. I'm very embarrassed. I don't know his name.
I'm drawing a blank because I had him on DEFCON
Is he
for
from
wrestling.
Delaware?
Yes, he is from Delaware.
Was it something Zero?
No. And I should know his name and I thought he was super talented. And I'm looking. Let me look up Mutual. What is it? What is his name? You see what I'm talking about, Chio? We forget names.
Yeah, I know. But while you're looking that up too, but at the same time, do you have all your cheap plugs right now you want to get out?
If you want to, yes. Let me go to page 3 of my cheap plugs. Here we go.
The floor is yours, sir.
Well, thank you. Let's see. Dover Comic-Con, Saturday, August 14th, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. DCW Dynamite Championship Wrestling has a booth there. Various DCW stars are going to be there to sign autographs, to poster pictures, all for free. The Comic-Con is free. It's located in downtown Dover by the Legislative Mall. Not sure where it is, but there'll be plenty of places. I'm sure there'll be signs where you can find it. Myself, I'll be at the Comic-Con. I'm overseeing the contract signing for the main event of the September 18th Dynamite Championship Wrestling show. Dirty Sonny Deeds, he's coming out of retirement. Even though I was in a match, he was supposed to have been done with DCW, but I got overruled. That's a long story. He's the challenger. He challenges the champion, the heavyweight champion of DCW, the Honorable RGP, who is a straight shooter guy, good guy.
I remember RGP.
Can't say enough good things about him. He's honest as the day is long, never cheats. Super cool, awesome. Everything I can say about him, I'll say good about him. For more information, you can go to dcwprowrestling.com or the DCW Wrestling page on Facebook. Let's see. So September 18th is the next DCW live show. And my last cheap plug, or not so cheap plug, September 4th in United Wrestling Coalition, I manage Adonis Valerio in the main event. Thank you. As he challenges the UWC Heavyweight Champion Chop Daddy Biggie Biggs, and Biggie Biggs has been around forever. So you know he's a good worker. He's a vet.
Chop I ever took.
I got chopped at his last show. It hurt. It hurt like heck. And I got to tell you, you don't want to get shot by Biggie Biggs. But they're also having the Wrightstown Rumble there, and whoever wins the Rumble in the UWC gets a title shot of any title they want. So for more information on that, go to UWC on Facebook. They have 2 pages, UWC The Fan Cave and UWC United Wrestling Coalition. And those are all my plugs.
Sweet. One last question I have for you. Now,
Only one?
When you're managing,
Yes.
do you go by your name or do you have a gimmick name?
I'm glad you asked. My gimmick name is Craig Z List when I manage. Now,
okay.
Yeah. Now, granted, I do have a Craig Z List Facebook page. I never use it. Don't message me on that. I don't use it at all. Now, in DCW, I did go by Craig Z List for a little while, but in DCW, I am Mr. Craig Prendergast, the Honorable DCW President, Mr. Craig Prendergast. So if anyone wants to book me as a manager or referee, I can't stress this enough. Not as a wrestler. Repeat, not as a wrestler. I cannot do that. But if you want to book me as a referee or a manager, look for me on my Facebook page, Craig Prendergast, and the spelling's like right on the screen there. It's Craig Prendergast. You can look for me. I'm always willing to entertain offers if I'm available.
Okay, sweet. Thank you very much for coming on. I really appreciate this. We known each other for so long, and it was a pleasure sharing locker rooms with you. And like I said, you're welcome to stick around as we get into our other conversations. And we're just gonna. I'm sorry, Pat. I got to curse. We're gonna shoot the shit.
Oh, you cursed. Bad word.
We're gonna shoot.
You're gonna hear it now, Chio.
It's correctly said. Shoot the.
Yeah. We're gonna shoot the duty for Pat.
There you go.
And I'm gonna turn this. The man who's gonna kick this off will be Dennis Reaper. Yes. Yeah. You're the guy now. I'm like, I have a list of stuff we could talk about, but it's probably the same stuff you probably already have in store.
It's the stuff that I shared in the group chat because this is the top stuff that's been going on in wrestling the past week.
Okay.
So
well, you know what?
Let's just start off with, first off, thoughts and prayers out to a bunch of legends that have passed away literally in the past 24 hours. I'm still dumbfounded about today.
Yes.
If anything, like mind blown. I didn't know much about the other day, but today's
T didn't even know
mind.
about it. T did not even know about today until I told him in the car on the way here. Yeah. So everyone, I'm just gonna ask us. Don't say anything. We're just gonna give a 10 seconds moment of silence in honor of the assassin Jody Hamilton, as well as beautiful Bobby Eaton. Okay, and our 10 seconds will start now. Okay, thank you. If I had the sound effects queued up, I would have had the 10 bell going as well.
I heard it in my head.
Yeah.
Dude, I woke up this morning, I went to work, and I mean, I'm in the middle of building one of our vans that just bought for me and another coworker, and one of my guys comes up and goes, "Hey, did you see what happened?" And I'm like, "No, what?" Well, he goes, "It's a wrestling thing happened. Apparently some Hall of Famer legend dude died." And I'm like, "What?" My phone isn't even going off, because usually at this point, our group chat that we have for wrestling would be going through the roof. And I didn't hear nothing, and then I went on the internet, and I'm just like, my jaw hit the floor. I'm like, what? Haven't heard anything bad. Like, I thought the dude was in somewhat good health. I knew he had some things going on.
I know. The one time he went missing.
Yeah, and a bunch of people went and located him.
Yeah.
Didn't his wife die a month? Didn't his wife die a month ago?
I think so.
Yeah.
And I'll say it: if that's what it was a broken heart.
You see that a lot with married couples. Like when one dies, another passes like soon after. So that must be that they really, really loved each other.
Especially, I think him and his wife were together for like the longest I think a lot of wrestling wives do. Because in this doing what we do is hard for us to stay in relationships and then to last long.
Oh, yeah.
And if they do, you have legit the best woman in the world. But so I just wanted to get that out there in the open because those two things happen literally within a 24-hour window in wrestling.
Yeah, and with Jody, he was up there. He was 82. He passed away on Tuesday, and it was put out on Facebook by his son Joe Hamilton Jr. For you that don't know, that's Nick Patrick.
Yep.
Oh,
yeah,
I didn't know that.
That was Jody Hamilton's son, and
wow.
And he was like one of the head trainers at the power plant in WCW, and he had a strong influence with a lot of the wrestlers we see today.
Well, that's how you know you leave a legacy when you have when you've influenced other people and they remember you, and you just take their training and go with it and influence other people. So that's how you live forever. That's how you live forever.
Yeah, it's like pro wrestling is like depending on who your trainer is and who trained them and who trained them. It's like you have another family tree other than your biological one.
Yep.
You have a wrestling family tree, a legacy that's being passed down. And no lie, I actually did mine the one time, my wrestling family tree, and I was like shocked and amazed. I'm like, okay, I never met these guys, but these are guys I watched. These guys I heard of. These guys I respected. And for their legacy to pass down from one to another, then finally get to me, I'm like, holy crap! I'm like, and like I said, I have this info. I have it saved. I have it written down of, like I said, my wrestling family tree. And I think one day I'm going to actually put it up on the website of that lineage. So
I wish there was an app where you could like find that out, because that sounds really cool. I wish I could do that.
Well, like you could almost do that like on
Ancestries.
Well, no, I mean like for wrestling. Like you can do it like almost like Wikipedia almost somewhat, because like I was trained by Jeff Ripley and Damian Kane. They both were trained by Damian was trained by Kowalski, and I followed that breadcrumb. And Gripley was trained by Larry Sharp, and I followed that breadcrumb of who trained them, and so on and so on. So it went like that, and it was like a nice long list of talent that I watched and I respected.
So let's, besides that, earth-shattering, heart-stopping, breaking your heart, because, and the three biggest groups in professional wrestling was the Four Horsemen, anything that he touched, and, the Hart Foundation. So those three right there is stuff that I knew about. So when I heard that this morning, I didn't really know how to react. I still don't know how to react to it. But Craig, I'm gonna start with you on this one.
Okay.
What was your reaction, not only with hearing Ric Flair being released by WWE, and for the reasons why? What was your reaction to hearing Bray Wyatt was no longer part of the WWE? On top of his girlfriend, fiance, his child's mother being released without anybody even knowing.
They're doing all this stuff.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they're doing all this stuff. They say it's cost-cutting measures, but there's got to be more to it than that. Because why would you release Bray Wyatt, who's so super talented and so super creative? And JoJo, I know they released her a few months ago, but why would you release him? Why would you release Braun Strowman? Why would you release all these guys? I don't see the logic in it. They were still drawing. They're still draws. They could still have made you money. I don't buy it as a cost-cutting measure. It's got to be some other reason, in my opinion.
Oh, now, in the original, from what I heard the first time before they start putting out the budget cut things, I heard a rumor that it was due to mental health issues.
Mm-hmm.
That was the first thing I heard, and
Right.
then I heard about the budget cuts. So, like, okay, which is it though?
I
think
also,
I honestly think Bray Wyatt's was honestly a mental thing. You know, he was dealing with some demons and he needed time away. I think honestly he asked for his release. I don't think they fired him. I think honestly he said, "Look, I need to go home."
I
This
can
is what
believe
need to
that.
do.
I believe that.
I can believe that, but
Because
I
this is
also, I saw that I was reading a few articles that said that him and Vince's relationship was hot and cold, and that he didn't like he wasn't entirely thrilled about the direction of the way they wanted his character to go. It wasn't to his liking. So I read that there was some creative issues there too.
Well, here's the thing.
Here's something I heard. There's like 2 people they hired for corporate, not working talents. I don't know their names. I was trying to Google their names right now. That way I don't seem like an idiot. But there's 2 people that hired that are strategically for marketing and things of that nature that have nothing to do with professional wrestling.
Welcome to WWE.
And those are the people that are probably responsible for Bray Wyatt's release. I was trying to find like real quick. I was doodling through my phone, but I wanted to chime in. You know, Bray has issues, especially with his friend and everything passing away and things of that nature. But number one, that's a fucking money loss. The dude is top 5 earners. Top 5. Not 10, top 5. Top 5 earners in the company. And you going to say, bye-bye. That's uncommon like Vince. Because if you bring Vince money, he's keeping you.
Yeah, and he was super, super, super creative. Oh, my God.
And that's the thing.
Recreating himself.
It's his yes men around him that do everything, that just fuck everything up. Honestly, I'm sorry. I have to say the F word. They just mess everything up. Like, for real. It's 2 people that have nothing to do with wrestling, period.
I
got
agree.
rid of him.
And again, I believe 100% that
you
he
gotta
was
blame
like
that Nick Khan guy, the new guy he got out there. Just
there it is. That's one of the guys.
He's dumping people like crazy.
Here's the thing.
Yeah,
Ron,
I read that.
Nothing like Tony Khan that's
thing.
hiring people. Tony's hiring people. Nick is firing people. Remember that.
Again, here I see where you're saying it. You know, there is people that are hired. But Vince is a publicly traded company, and there's a board of directors. If they say, "Hey, look, they're not making us money. They need to go." Vince can't. Vince has to do what they say.
And
unfortunately, and that's the shit
also,
part.
Vince has a higher chair. He could be like, "Hey, kick rocks,"
and
he can't. No, legally, he can't do it at all. He has to listen to the board. He has He has power, but he doesn't have that kind of power because here's the deal: Fox is in charge of SmackDown. They do what Vince does, whatever Fox wants. Vince is doing whatever the network's doing. He sold the network to Peacock. Look how shitty it is. Okay.
Everybody was wondering what was that Kev Nash Scott Hall moment. It's going to be Bray Wyatt.
Yeah,
we thought it was
100%.
We thought it was CM Punk. We thought it was CM Punk last week. Now they're getting Bray, Bryan Danielson, probably Ruby Soho now.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw that.
Again, do I really believe AEW is getting these guys? No.
But did you see the tease that they did when they had the Elite backstage? Is that what you're referencing?
Flair and everybody's gear.
And
which
did you see
laugh.
You see the Cookie Monster shirt? You know what that's supposed to represent?
That's CM Punk.
Yeah, there you go.
That's CM Punk. But realistically, I really honestly think Bray asked for his release because he's dealing with some demons. You know, we all know Brody was one of his best friends.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and everybody doing what happened. I think he honestly went to Vince and said, "Look, I love you.
I agree,
but I need to back off because I am not mentally stable to be here." Is he in the best shape of his life? Absolutely.
Yeah.
The photo just came out.
Yeah.
He is in phenomenal shape. Again, I honestly think he has to be released because of mental health, on top of his woman being released. I don't think that helped Vince's case in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, and I think he has 2 kids with JoJo, doesn't he?
Yeah,
Yes,
I
he
believe
does.
so.
2 kids. Yeah.
I think she's I think she just had the second one.
Oh, okay.
So that makes you want to stay home because you're having your second child. You're on the road all the time. Here's what I love about Bray Wyatt. Vince did not pay for any of the new gear. He paid for that himself.
Mm-hmm.
And the only reason we know that is because the guy that made the mask was very, very upfront about that. Mm-hmm. This money did not come from WWE. This money that paid for the mask was from Bray Wyatt.
Yep.
Vince had to pay Bray Wyatt all the money on those all the knockoff masks because Bray owned it.
So are you saying that since the WWE didn't pay for that mask, he could take that mask to AEW, Ring of Honor, Impact, whatever, and make money off of it?
Yes.
There you go.
Yes. Property.
He owns it.
FTW title.
Which I still love that effing title. Just saying. So with all that going on, a lot of people hate a very strong female wrestler and UFC fighter named Ronda Rousey. And I love Ronda because she posted on the internet. She goes, if I've seen you same fans chanting, we want Wyatt last night, chanting, we want beach balls over Bray Wyatt performing. If WWE treated him like he was an expendable, it's because of you ungrateful idiots and did it first. And I agree 100% with her on this one.
1,
She's not wrong. She's not wrong.
Not at all. Not at all. Because what was it? It was Sheamus versus Cesaro, and they were chanting, "This is boring," and it was a phenomenal match.
Yeah.
Well,
And it was. Yeah, it
this
was.
is boring. I get it. Fans like the hijack shows. I get it. They paid to do it. Go ahead and do it. But when guys get released, I don't want to hear you bitch about it. I really don't.
Ever.
Well, the internet wrestling community has become more and more toxic as I think people have had more time home because of the pandemic, because it gives them more time to bitch and complain.
They think they're part of the show. They not excuse me. Let me rephrase that because they are part of the show.
Yeah.
They think
they own the show.
Because it goes part of the show and selling tickets. They think they're backstage with us. They think they're in the know-how of everything. They're not. They need to understand that you pay for them tickets. You could be as boisterous and loud as possible. You could boo and cheer everything you come. But what we handle back here is us. Plain us. You have nothing to say to it. Nothing. If we release somebody, it's because reasons. They may not be there. They want to go somewhere. Maybe they want to try a new career. Who the hell knows? Not your judgment to say, what are you doing with this person?
Yeah. I agree 100% with you. Which leads me to the next person that decided to make a rebuttal about a lot about the releases and people taking shots at WWE with, they never had opportunities and chances. And I'm talking about Mr. Breeze himself.
I've seen that. I read that earlier.
Which was what he said again. Another person nailed it on the goddamn head.
He gets it.
Well, Craig, did you see what he wrote at all or no?
I did. I don't remember specifically, but I remember reading it and said, yes, he understands the business. He knows how this works. He knows how this works.
So I don't know if you saw it, Mike, or any of the listeners saw it. So
you're basically on a casting call.
So it's this is fully quoted from Tyler Breeze. He goes, I hate when people are like, I was never given an opportunity. I was never given a chance. I was held down. That's the whole separate conversation, but that's such an excuse of you. You don't know what you signed up for. We signed a piece of paper for a certain amount of money to sit on a bench and get used if we get used. If they choose to not use you, it doesn't mean I can go on social media and bitch and complain and go, I'm getting held down. Nope. If you're not okay with that, then quit your job. That's what this is. That's what this is. It's a casting call. Sometimes they need you, sometimes they don't. It's always a roller coaster. You're going to get used, but you can't you can't stay at the top forever. You're going to get cycled out. People are so entitled that they're like, I should have gotten this. You deserve this. None of us deserve anything. We are very lucky to be a part of it. We are very lucky to get an opportunity. If that opportunity comes, you better be ready and nail it. And you might get more opportunities. That's goddamn burps. Pardon me. That's the weird culture going on. 100% correct. Like, look, I love being a professional wrestler. You know how many times I can count on numerous times I've gotten to a show that I was booked on, and they go, "Hey, by the way, your opponent backed out. I don't have anything for you." The first words out of my mouth are, "What do you need me to do then today? Do you need me to do anything?" I'll ref, ring announce. I help produce matches now backstage. I've done everything in wrestling but manage and ring announce. I've done everything. You know, so I get it. We all get it. We understand that this is a movie. This is a TV show. We are part of the script.
Everyone has their part to play.
Yeah,
everyone has their part to play.
And I'm loving how there's, you know, everybody loves Tyler Breeze. Everybody loved Ronda Rousey, but then they hate her when she came there. They hate Tyler Breeze when he opens his mouth, but you have all these people trying to bash every company. Oh, AEW does this and WWE does this. Who gives a shit what they do compared to them? Who releases who? Yes, AEW is hiring people like crazy. Here's their downfall. Everybody can love it all they want. But what happened to the main top guys? Yes, they have all these new shows coming on. Whoopie-doo. I get it. But again, you have all these people you started with, and now you're bringing all the WWE guys. Now Christian's getting a title opportunity. Okay, great. You're 5-0, but there's guys that have been on. There's guys on your roster that haven't lost since they started there and haven't had a main shot at any titles. They haven't had any mainstream media. But because you're Christian, you're going to get it. And I get it. We all know why Adam Hangman Page is taken off TV. He's about to have a baby. So we're going to write you off to go be with your family and be with your child. Absolutely. I respect Tony Khan for that decision. Do I think Adam Page deserved a better opportunity on a big pay-per-view? 100%. Not on the way they did it. I think he deserved a bigger shot.
I think he'll get it when he comes
it'll
back.
happen on his return.
Yeah, exactly. I was just going to say that, yeah.
Oh, he's definitely going to get it. But I don't think it's going to be against Omega.
But that's the money, though. That's
I know that's the money.
Get, like you built it up.
That's where I'm getting at. That's where I'm getting at. He's going to come back and get a title opportunity, and it's not against. And it's gonna suck.
It's going to tease. Okay, in the beginning, what's going to happen is it's going to tease him for Omega, but it's going to take a slight detour and go in with a program with somebody else and eventually come back to Omega.
Work its way up, basically.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm going to...
Like I said, the whole initial thing is when he gets there, when he does the comeback, they're going to tease it in the beginning, but it's not going to happen right away.
I'm going to chime in with something, an opinion of AEW that I know a lot of people like to, I'm going to use a bad word, like to shit on it. I love AEW because I can sense how much fun and how enjoyable the wrestlers, they seem to be enjoying themselves, and it bleeds through to their product. Yeah, they look happy. They look like they're enjoying themselves, and it bleeds through to the fans. The fans can sense their enjoyment, and I sense the enjoyment of everyone, and it makes me happy. And God knows the world is lousy enough. AEW makes me smile. I've said that a lot. I love watching AEW.
Yes.
And honestly, just like out here on the indies, there's maybe a select handful of indies that you are happy to go work for, and then there's ones you're like miserable because you're only there for the booking, and that's it, you know. So, but yeah, for the guys that have that platform on a major company on major television that's broadcasted everywhere, and you're out there having fun. Yo, that's big ups though. Like, and you're getting paid to do it.
Yeah, it's true.
Look, I love AEW. Like, and I love WWE. I love Impact. I love ROH. I love wrestling. That's why, you know, people yell at me for cursing on here, but it's, you know, and how I talk to the trainees that I have and yell at them, but it's the passion that I have. If I don't think they're taking it serious, I'm going to rip into you, because that's how I was for me. If I didn't take training serious, I was belittled like there was no effing tomorrow. And if you can't handle it in 2021, there's the fucking door. Don't let it hit you on the way out. I don't give a shit if I make someone cry. I might have made someone quit right now, but I don't care.
I know the one time, dog, he yelled at me for yelling at the for everyone.
Yeah,
walking up
O-Dog
to
yelled
me
at you
with
very
the-
loud. I was there that day.
It's only because no one came with their music. Everyone wants me to download it. Carry your shit on flash drives. You know, back in the day, we had to carry CDs or tapes or whatever.
Yes.
Carry a flash drive because we.
You know how it was. That was so annoying that I always had to I would get a CD, I would download it and burn my music onto it, give it to a show, and the next thing you know is the people leave and go, "Oh, we forgot to give it back to you."
Yeah, or they lost it or something.
That's how I lost
How do you
my
lose
original
my
Limp
CD?
Bizkit CD.
But
it just came out.
No.
I remember.
On the whole AEW WWE battle and everything like that, like I said, in the past 4 days, everybody is dropping stuff on Twitter on whether it's from younger guys, but Chris Jericho.
I gotta jump on this about the whole AEW and WWE.
Yeah.
Do anybody see Adam Cole jumping? Because because his original contract expired back at the Great American Bash.
No,
but,
it expires in SummerSlam.
I know it.
He extended it for several weeks at the end of August. So yeah, you're right. It's gonna end after SummerSlam. But do you see him re-signing? Or
I see him re-signing. They treat him very well. They treat him very well. Yeah, I don't see that at all.
Okay, so
that's Sean's boy right there.
So here's how I see it. Do I see him jumping ship? No, but can I see it? I'm 50-50 on this one because he doesn't really post many pictures with anybody from the Fed, but he'll post photos and do all types of things with everybody from AEW. So I do. That's why I'm stuck here in the in between because would I like to see him go against Omega and all them? Absolutely, because you're gonna see matches that you never would have thought of. You wouldn't expect. You're never gonna see Adam Cole versus Daniel Bryan. You're never gonna see Adam Cole versus Bray Wyatt. CM Punk. And if they do bring CM Punk and Daniel Bryan over to AEW and Adam Cole does leave and go there, those are the matches you want. That's the matches I want to pay to see. And I don't care if I got to pay to watch the pay-per-view. I'm going to pay to watch it because of who it is. Because those are guys we all know have known each other for years. That's why, Daniel Bryan and CM Punk's matches were good. That's why Omega and all these guys can go out there and face each other. And you're going to get a top 10 match no matter what.
I see negotiations going like this. They want him to resign. They don't want him to go to AEW.
They're gonna have to give him the world.
No. Well, here
that's what it comes
exactly
down
where I was going to.
But here's what I see though. Here's what I see in the negotiations. Wrestlers when they go to the main roster, sometimes they do good or they really don't. I could see him asking for more money to stay in NXT, or if they want to bring him up to the main roster, he's gonna have to ask for more creative control of himself.
No, Vince will never do it.
I want to see him brought up to the main roster just for all the different matchups he can have. Just because I think he's played out in NXT, I don't think they're gonna let him go. They're not going to let him go because he's too valuable. He needs to be bumped up to the main roster.
Now,
this is how it's going to go.
The only way I see that happen, him going to the main roster with a little bit of more money, he's going to have Shawn and Triple H in his ear because right now they are babying him in NXT. That's his boy. That's their boy. They take care of him.
And that's mini HBK 2.0.
Yeah, basically. Basically.
Here's how I see it going down in the negotiations. They're going to be like, look, what do we got to do to keep you here? All right, great. This is what I want. And I also want 50% of my merchandise because I'm going to be you bring me to the main roster, I'm going to become your top selling guy on your roster for merchandise.
Dennis,
legit.
Back by popular demand.
I'm watching this. I'm literally watching Gold Adam Cole baby base shirt.
Oh, exactly. And just the matches you could think of if he goes to the main roster is oh my God.
It's nothing has to do with matches, okay?
I was just like him versus Cesaro.
Nothing has to do with matches. Okay?
Just a
if
mic
I'm
skill.
Vince McMahon, I'm looking at it as a dollar sign. What am I going to do to get you to stay here? I have to give you the fucking world. Because we know Tony Khan has billions of dollars to throw out the door right now, okay? He has a T-shirt the Young Bucks and all them with Pro Wrestling Tee. All those workers are making 40 to 50% on their merchandise shirts. What does Vince got to do to keep Adam Cole there? And that's not going to be anything with creative, because Vince is never going to give that to them. Sorry. Vince is not going to, because you'll shit the bed. No offense on WWE programming, because the networks are in charge. And they want a certain thing. Vince will never give you creative control. But
if
he will absolutely give him more money and 50% of merchandise. 100%.
I hate to say this. But if we ever see the passing of Vince, and just how Punk said about how it's going to be taken over by his idiotic daughter and his doofus son-in-law. Do you
the fact that we all remember that pipeline, those quotes, is great.
You know when he passes, people are going to be playing that clip all over the place. As soon as he passes, they're going to be playing
that. Absolutely.
Do you think with them in charge, you think they would give talent more freedom?
Yes. A new regime. Yes.
Yeah. And not Stephanie. No, it would Stephanie, have to take. She would not have anything to say. Stephanie is going to stay backstage, not even at the venue. She's going to do all the PR, marketing, shit. All the work. And Hunter and Shawn Michaels and Shane are going to take over everything, because Shane has already worked in the film industry with DVD distributions and all that crap. So Shane has that wrapped up. Stephanie is a marketing whiz, okay? And people don't know that. Look up what Stephanie McMahon has done for women and marketing and all this stuff, and you're going to be.
Oh yeah, she's done lots of great stuff.
She is smart as hell. And yes, CJ, you're right. Main roster, every time an NXT star comes up, the reader don't give a shit. It's not the reader. I don't know what the reader is, but there's a reason why no one gives a shit, because here's the thing: you come up from NXT to the main roster, you're a nobody on that roster. You're new. It's like going from middle school to high school, college to NFL, minor league baseball to the pros. No one cares.
Absolutely.
You have to earn the respect of the main roster fans. You have to earn the respect of those main roster guys, and you have to sure as hell earn the respect of the producers that are making your matches happen. Yes.
You know what?
If Adam Cole comes up to the main roster, can he win them all over instantly? He can win the fans over. He can go out there and do a bunch of fancy moves and matches. Absolutely.
Not instantly.
Speaking of the main roster with guys coming up and stuff, what do you think of the whole flip-flop situation of Karrion Kross? He did the job for Jeff Hardy, then he goes over on
Keith
Lee, and then Lee just picked up the W this week. So it's like,
it goes back to that. They do that 50-50 booking, that it's like they want to keep everyone on an even par, but that's not how you build stars. You need someone to gain momentum and get over. So if you're just going to keep him 50-50, he's not going to get over. And by the way, as an aside, what happened to Scarlett? Where's his wife?
I think she's hurt.
Yeah, I don't know if she's hurt or not, but all I know is she
just disappeared as far as I know.
Carrying from here to here. Like, they need to be together. That's like this era's Macho Man, Randy Savage, Elizabeth, Scary, Sensational Sherry type deal.
Yes, but again, you know what it comes down to? The network. Not the WWE network. The network that is paying Vince to put it on the TV. No, not Peacock at all. What channel is Raw?
NBC.
That all comes down to Fox.
Fox for SmackDown, and then
USA
USA, yeah.
Okay. They're the ones that are pulling that punch. That's what's keeping her off the TV.
I watch
Peacock don't matter because NXT is on Peacock.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Like NBC owns NXT for the next 5 years.
Well, and just recently, the last 2 weeks, NXT been playing on the Sci-Fi Channel.
In fact, it's not.
Well, it's because of the Olympics.
But that's because of the Olympics. So that's hurting
it's
them.
Universal NBC, some shit like that. Anyway,
but that's what it comes down to is her character, okay, is a domino matrix, or how you pronounce that?
Dominatrix.
That's what her role is.
Yeah,
They don't want that on national television. I'm sorry.
Not that I know what one is. I've never heard of it.
Like I looked into what her character is, and I get it. I get her role. She is in charge. She is the person in charge of carrying, but in roster is 100% more kid show.
Does anybody remember the last time WWE had a dominatrix on TV?
Luna?
I would say Luna.
Luna.
Other than Luna.
Scary was a dominatrix. I don't care what.
No. I know what you're talking about.
Sable was a dominatrix as well.
There was that tag team with the tall black chick with the whip. She was beating them.
That's
I forgot her name. Fashion Brothers. Yeah, I don't know what her name was, but her.
I can't remember her name either. But yeah, that's the last time.
But that's what I'm saying is. But that was before the PG era. Now we're in the PG era with Vince. Those TV companies, no. NBC is different because of the shows NBC shows, and the stuff that they provide on their channel. That's why it's a little different for NXT, because NXT, that's what it's there.
So, Dennis, I have a question for you, because lately, watching Raw, watching SmackDown, there have been, I'm sure accidental. They've gotten cut. There's been color. They haven't pulled away from it. I've seen them actually focus in on it. Is the network allowing it, or do they just don't care? What do you think your opinion is?
I think the TV networks are allowing that because it's real. It's real life.
Okay.
But I think they're trying to. The reason, again, they're allowing that is because you can get busted open anywhere in the day's life. But
I think
they're trying
to
keep certain things away from the kids' eyes. I think that's really all it is. You can go watch a Disney movie and someone bleeds. But
do you remember when WWE used to cut away from that when someone got cut, when someone was bleeding, even it was accidental, they just cut away?
Because Vince thought it was bad for business, but it was great for business.
Yeah, I think I think the networks are looking at the ratings part of how many people are tuning in during that segment when that's happening.
And is it getting the people to talk? Nia Jax getting busted open, the internet exploded about it.
Now,
I didn't even watch the match. I don't even. Again, now, I love Nia Jax, but can't stand the matches.
Now, speaking of the rating and injuries, we were talking about this on the ride over in the car about from
Natalia.
from FTR with his arm.
It got impaled on the post. It got impaled on
the hook. The corner.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And they showed the skin.
It was. I'm like, ew.
That was nasty.
Yeah.
I was like,
because someone put the hook up the wrong goddamn way.
The fact of the matter is, I always hated the hooks that connect. I always like the eyes where the jaws where you can put the screw in. I always liked. I preferred that always, no matter what. I felt like that was always safer, regardless. That's just me. So, but yeah, for them to re-show that on TV the other night, that part there, I'm like, that was a little bit shy. I'm like, hold up, why are they showing? Okay, it's all right, they can describe it, but that, seeing that,
that's a whole different dynamic. That's not Vince McMahon.
Here's why.
That's Turner and Khan when
again. That's exactly what it is.
And also, they didn't show nothing bad. They just showed the hook extending. That's why I freaked out, because you saw the hook extending the skin. And I'm like, as a medical professional in me, I'm like, fuck, that's over.
Right?
my opinion is it's for shock value. They do it for shock value, but they show it they show it in black and white. It's like, they're showing it in black and white. It must be really serious. I wonder what that is. And also, it can lead to an angle, because they did a promo. It's like remember they did the promo? It's like, my partner, you almost lost his arm, and I'm coming for you, and blah blah. So they're going to use that in storyline. Yeah.
Real quick, that Nia color, that was actually pretty cool, because it showed her face. I don't know. I enjoyed the color, because you don't get that much color on WWE programming, and when you get busted open the hard way, it's either going to be, oh God, what happened? Or
like Sheamus with his nose, with his broken nose.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
that's a good example.
With her, it was, I think, around the eye area.
Yeah.
But
like right around here.
It accent half her face. It made it. I don't know. It felt good. It felt to me. It was like, damn, if
So
she
good.
if she could just rev up real fast before the take home for the other person and just anger and knock people down real fast because she's angry, it would have done that color a whole lot.
Yeah.
But she didn't. But I love the color. The color looked good on her. I'm sorry, it did.
Some injuries don't need color. Going off of what Dennis was about to say about Natalya with the leg.
Oh, that
that there.
Which I thought it was a work.
Yeah, that didn't look that serious. It didn't look that serious.
Well, after they played it back,
Yeah.
but after they played it back, and I watched, I'm like, holy shit! I'm like, that is bad. It's like it was like it almost reminded me of the way it bent of Sid when he came off the second rope landing.
Oh yeah.
I remember that.
That was the worst
sorry,
injury.
guys. I see you all cringing.
Yeah, so we've all seen that. It's our age range. It's like you know
fake.
the Sid injury. Yeah.
Pop it back in, you'll be all right.
Yeah. Or just pop it back in. Just tape it up or something. Jeez.
Now, question is, what are they going to do now with Tamina and the tag straps?
How long is Natalya out for?
I'm not sure.
That we don't honestly don't know. They said it wasn't that bad. They said it wasn't that bad.
Most likely,
they still might.
She'll be out for the
vacate them.
I think it's a rolled ankle,
like
a swollen, sprained ankle, more than anything. Because if it was that bad, they would have said that she's out. She needs surgery and things of that nature.
Natalya?
Yeah.
Well,
she had surgery.
Well,
she did.
Yeah.
TJ, he willed her out.
Her husband posted.
My apologies. I didn't know.
She's out for the year. She's done for at least 6. She's done for 6 to 9 months.
Oh,
now
she I think she tore her muscle or broke the ankle in half, and that's why they had to do surgery. Okay. She's done.
Now,
that's it.
For me,
they gotta have a tournament. Then they gotta have a tournament.
Yeah.
Now, for me, after watching Raw, I put this tweet out. I said, let's see how smart WWE creative is. Now that Natalya is hurt and Tamina is defending the titles by herself, the most logical thing to do is to put Nia Jax with Tamina, since it looks like Nia and Shayna are heading for Splitsville.
Yep.
And there's some history there.
Because
I
can see her being in a match trying to defend the tag titles by herself. And
Nia comes out and makes a save.
Exactly. She has no one to tag. Nia comes out, gets up on the apron, puts her hand out.
It makes sense. She's family.
Yes.
Yeah. And like I said, there's history there. Yeah.
That's true.
That way it'll give Shayna to go on a singles run again.
Who's going to mess with these two big girls in a ring as a tag team? Well, besides us. But
I'll raise my hand.
We have
I like them big. I like them big like that. Yeah.
No, it's not that.
Listen.
It's
not that at all. It's who would go against them. I'm not afraid of anybody.
But you know what I mean. Like it's a big get. They run roughshod, and do their thing, and have some other tag team sweep them or whatever. But I know Nia's
next thing you know, you're gonna see Heyman trying to work both brands, SmackDown and Raw. Well, I'm gonna manage the tribal girls over here on this side now.
The tribal girls.
Well, here's
tribal girls, new tag team.
I can't call to Tamina Samoan, even though she is family. She's more of Fiji.
Yes,
because her dad was from the Fiji Islands.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah. So, but they're all Polynesian. So
they're all kind of
the island girls.
What would you call the female version of USA? Was it USA or something like that? I don't know. I'm about to look it up. I'm going to Google it.
Uset.
No, but
Usina.
I have no idea.
Uset. I don't know.
You know what? I know just a person to ask. I'm going to have to ask Sam that question.
That's who I was going to say. You're going to just go ask the people you know personally?
Yeah. So,
but no. So there was all that's going on, and then again, the man of the hour, Mr. Chris Jericho, he got asked a question on the internet, and he had a response to it. It was Chris Jericho response to Vince McMahon saying that AEW is not competition for WWE. And Jericho's response was, well, what else is he going to say? And to respond to that, we don't see WWE as competition, and he was smart to say that. We were not worried about what WWE is doing in WWE, and we haven't been since day one. We weren't worried about NXT. Well, what NXT did the whole time NXT and AEW war, which ended in a total salt failure for NXT, which we all can agree, AEW was beating NXT. Yes, NXT had different viewer ratings because they have a different audience than AEW. AEW was still new, but AEW, in my opinion, was still producing somewhat better matches and better quality than what NXT was. And I'm a huge NXT fan. If I have to watch WWE, I'd rather watch NXT over Raw and SmackDown. But it does say, which ended in a total failure. We never once had a TV screen watching what they were doing. When we were doing it, now WWE, the way is you're watching what the competition is doing. When they were on, we didn't do that, and it was no disrespect. We just didn't care. Now, we all know, Jericho can say whatever he wants. Do I believe there's people in AEW that were watching WWE when AEW was on TV? Yes, I do. You can't say nobody on your company isn't watching what they're doing as yours is live on TV. I'm sorry, because when I lived down in Orlando,
whether they got monitors set up in the back, they still have phones, which are
somebody watching. No. I believe that they're not. The head guys like in Gorilla and all them. None of them give two shits, but they have somebody that they have being paid, sitting somewhere watching what's going on and texting, "Hey, what you guys are about to do next week, WWE just did it." And they go like this, not doing it now. That's how I see it. And that's the same thing for WWE. We all know WWE watches their competition. That'd be stupid if they say not. Do I agree that, Vince saying that AEW isn't competition? Yes.
And to add on to that, AEW's new show, I forget what it's called, Ravage or whatever the heck. Rampage. Thank you. It's on Friday nights, but it's not on at 8 o'clock opposite SmackDown. It's on at 10 o'clock after SmackDown.
Yes, so that's so it's kind of smart, because they are not making the fans decide. They want the fans to watch SmackDown so they can enjoy wrestling. And then, hey, when you're done there, flip over and watch us.
Mm-hmm. Look, Cody Rhodes has made it pretty clear. He goes, I want people to watch everybody. Mm-hmm. Everybody. And I think Vince and them finally saw that with NXT and moved NXT off. Mm-hmm. I don't honestly, they're not. No, yes, all wrestling is competition. Do I think AEW is competition for WWE? No. Do I think WWE is competition for AEW? No. You know why? Because you have two different promotions, two different products, two different atmospheres, so it can't be competition just because it's wrestling.
Yeah, because
it's not a war.
One's more corporate based.
You see, with me,
yes.
It's not a war as much as people want to think it's a war. It's not a war because there's two different fan bases and it's not opposite each other.
That's something else I've noticed about fans on the internet. They make it like it is.
It's the fans. Like I'm on Twitter and I read a lot of people. I'm like a sneaker link right on Twitter, just roaming around reading everything. And I follow a lot of the IWC community. I follow a lot of independent wrestlers, and a lot of independent community follow independent wrestlers, because up close and personal. And there is a war between the IWC community.
There's always been.
And it's always the same thing. Like, dog, it's wrestling.
There's a saying that's relatable to this. It's always easier to bring someone down rather than bring them up to your level. So it's always easier for them. It makes you feel better to make someone else feel like shit, so you feel better about yourself.
And the three-way mix between the independent, because you have independent fans that watch GCW shows, you have the AEW fans, you have the New Japan fans that strictly watch New Japan you have the WWE fans, and they're all bickering. Those are the people that want beef. Honestly, right now, everybody else is worried about, when it comes to company-wise, putting out good content for their viewers. Their viewers are the ones that are in the mix trying to start beef when everybody else is trying to have a job.
Yeah.
Right,
And that's what
exactly, exactly.
Like everybody right now
I want
has
to
a
pause
beef.
up here real quick,
Okay.
guys. I want to pause up here. I don't know if this is important to any of yous out there, but tonight's final score: Dallas Cowboys 3, Steelers 16.
My brother-in-law will be happy about that.
That's what's
He's saying that because of me.
No, I'm saying that because I hate the hate the fludging. Sorry, Pat. Fludging Cowboys.
Yeah, but I hate the Steelers.
And Steelers is a Pennsylvania team, so I can get behind them right behind the Eagles. So,
Chio, you lost your all family card for me, man.
Jeez.
Bad enough you're an Eagles fan.
Well, there's only one true bird, and that's the Eagles, not a Raven. So
I got 2 rings, you got 1.
And you can quote that nevermore.
And your two rings came less.
And
than
there you
20
go,
years.
Greg. There's an old
Otherwise,
ECW
you'd be
reference.
your ring.
I can't hear it. Yeah,
I appreciate that.
But all right. But yeah, what was
I
that?
said his 2 rings came in quicker than Teal's 1 ring.
Yes. See, this is why me and T get along. He respects champions.
Hold up, you're both off the show. Get the hell out of here. I'm
sorry, I have 4 rings. I can't hear
real
you.
quick, CJ, we saw your question about how do you feel about Goldberg. That itself is another whole conversation that we've had. No one's happy with it. I get why they brought him back, because they need someone else. They need Bobby Lashley to beat somebody that was as dominant as Goldberg.
They need to pop a quick buy rate. That's why.
Yeah.
Yes. Like I'm looking at it as a business
fans that are still out there.
It has that does have something to do with it. It's a logics thing, okay? It's all about logistics and logics in business. In business, you got to be able to beat people that were dominant, okay? Goldberg, whether people liked it or not, was dominant for how many effing years, okay? You have nobody.
He is no Oscar. She got the ring.
Oscar, but again, that's on the female side. Yes.
Matter.
Could Oscar probably knock out Bobby Lashley legit? Yes.
Yes.
Like, I would pay to see it. But again, what it comes down to is the logics. They needed somebody that you weren't expecting to come and challenge Bobby Lashley, because everybody wants Brock Lesnar. Everybody wants Brock Lesnar. Okay, that's what everybody wants. They want that for WrestleMania. That's the match you're going to get for WrestleMania. Lesnar versus Lashley. That's the money. That's the marquee match. It's not Roman Reigns versus anybody. It's really going to be Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley, because we've been wanting that for years upon years upon years upon years.
Brock come back as a baby.
Yeah, but I don't think he will.
And then Heyman's going to be stuck right between a rock and a hard place.
Heyman's going, again, like I said last week, you're going to have Brock come back, and he will probably win. And Paul Heyman's going to be the advocate and the manager for not only the SmackDown champion, but the Raw heavyweight champion. And it's money all over it.
Did y'all see PWI put out the cover of the new PWI magazine that has Roman Rock on it?
No, because I don't ever see them in stores, so I stopped caring.
No. But they posted it online. They posted.
I don't even follow them online.
Okay. Yeah, well, I actually subscribe because I can't find them in stores. So
that's why I stopped caring.
Yeah, so
I would love to buy them.
No, I subscribed and they sent it to my house. So. But yeah, the question is now what I saw, not trying to, go off track, but when you mentioned Roman about who is the real head of the table, but I don't think it's in that article. Yeah. You're
going to get the match. We all know it.
We have to see it.
Again,
if someone from WWE everybody's waiting on.
if someone from WWE is listening to this, I'm telling you, the way to do this is a ropeless ring where they have to fight, and the entire Samoan family is sitting up on the top of the stage with the freaking crown, and whoever wins, that's your head of the family. That's the passing of the torch. That's the way you should do it. It's money all over it. That is money.
I got to give a quick shout out to a man who just said, "Yo, Mr. Ping just joined us in the room out of nowhere."
I remember him.
Mr. Ping chops like a bitch.
That is perfect. That is perfect what he said, but put it in the Isle of Samoa in some sand dust with a ring with no ropes, just them. And some
real Samoan style
with the fire around.
They have to do it in the. They'll have to do it in. They're in Dallas.
That would be cool.
Here's the thing, like
WrestleMania. All the Samoan family be like lumberjacks on the outside.
But no lumberjacks. No, that's. I'm sorry, lumberjacks is fucking retarded. I'm sorry.
No,
I hate the lumberjack matches. They're stupid as shit.
Because
I think the lumberjack matches are stupid as shit.
Years ago.
Well, no, it's not lumberjacks anymore. They've upped it to now zombie lumberjacks. That's the new thing.
Like they.
Yeah.
The problem is, years ago, lumberjack matches were actually really decent. As time went
now they're
on,
dumb.
They became more comical, more everybody's fighting at ringside, this and that. Back then, it actually meant something. Years ago.
You're saying now it's a distraction rather than an attraction.
100%.
Yes, because everyone's on the outside trying to get over.
Well, what if they don't interfere with anything? What if they're there? Let's say.
Then why are they there if they're not interfering?
And they
can't be around the ring. That's the thing.
He just wants them there. That's all.
No.
He's just trying to argue it. He just wants them there.
I want a whole Samoan committee around the ring. It doesn't have to be. Take the Punjabi fucking jail cell and place it around the ring and have the Samoans around the Punjabi jail cell.
But they'll have to convert because it's like Indian.
Again, too much. It's too much. I'm keeping it simple.
Because you're taking away from the other stuff that's involved in the match.
It's the story of the match is who is the head of the table. You take the ropes away and you put them in the wrestling ring with no ropes. Yes, you add this sand and Ping. I'm joking. You don't chop like a bitch. My back and chest know that that's a lie from all the blood that came out of it. And I love you, because you're family. But you're gonna take. You want to keep it as simple as possible because, again, would you actually ever think about seeing The Rock versus Roman without a rope? No.
Okay. So
would you ever expect this? Would you expect to see the family sitting on the stage where whoever wins gets the crown? No. But if you put people around the ring, it ruins it.
We got something. We're gonna take the lumberjacks away. Do we keep the Punjabi cell?
No. It's too much.
How about?
I like.
You just need the two toughest guys in the ring. Two toughest guys have to go at it. You don't need anything else.
But it has
besides
to be
the ring and no rope.
It doesn't have to be sand. It just has to be two guys in the ring.
I need it in the tropics.
I liked when Roman and Jay had their whole match thing, this and that. Or wait, who was it? Roman and whoever, I can't remember. It might have been Jay. And then he got to the top of the ramp, and then Alpha and Sika both came out, and they anointed him
as the head of the table.
Head of the table.
That's the way it's going to go down.
You didn't need everyone there, not until the very end, like a ceremony at the end. I can see that. Almost like King of the Ring. You're being honored. You're being praised.
I would love them to say on the top of the stage, like, you have the whole tribal up there on the stage, and that's that. And when it's over, the two main people walk on down to that ramp.
Oh my God!
And you crown them. Yes, 100%. You're anointing. This is who the head of the tribe is, the head of the table. That's the torch. We all know it's happening. We don't know that's going to happen that way. We just know when Rock versus Roman happens, Roman's over. It's the passing of the torch.
I can see that.
Rock versus Hogan.
Rock's all Hollywood now. He's Hollywood now. That's why.
It's not that he's Hollywood. It's more.
No, he got more things in life he's doing besides movies. He got
100%, and that's the thing.
He got charities. He got all this other stuff going on with his life that okay, wrestling is not going to be that priority. It's not going to be,
No.
like Roman right now. Right now, his priority besides his family is wrestling. He don't have other that we know of.
Mhm.
He might have other stuff, but right now the thing that's front and foremost for him is him being the main guy in the company.
That's what it is. It's always been that way. No one likes it. No one likes Roman Reigns as a champion because he was made by WWE. Whoopie-doo. I think the dude has progressed in the years that he's been there from being a guy that couldn't cut a promo and couldn't really do it right to a guy that can go out there and cut phenomenal and great promos and not have a worry in the world and says the most obscene things possible now where I laugh. Whichever that is. But we're not going to say that on this show.
Gentlemen, I hate to say it, but we are actually
desperately out of time.
We're at our we can't be out of time because we can go as long as we want. But the fact of the matter is,
I was using a Shivaniism. So.
We've been trying to keep our stuff like around 2 hours or less because sometimes it gets a little draining for all of us since work and this and that. So yeah, we are at our 2 hour. We're over 2 hour 2:01. But Craig, it was a pleasure having you here. I would love that. I would love to have you on again, and not well as a guest analyst, like what we're doing now here, because our dates are pretty much getting booked up with our guests that we have prior within the first hour. So I would love to have you sit in with us again and talk sometime.
We can talk about
the studio show.
Yeah, we have the studio show that's in Ben Salem.
Oh, I'm not too far from Ben Salem.
Yeah. Well, we'll actually be there on the 14th. Dennis, by the way, I will be there on the 14th.
Damn it!
I moved my schedule. I moved my scheduled appointment. So yes,
I was gonna get in the big dog chair, man. Damn it!
You can still be the big dog.
You want to be head of the table at
yes.
Don't me.
You got to be the head of the table. We'll put Mikey up there. We'll put Mikey to kick the show off. He has opening.
With some eel lines. Like
careful, Dennis, because I'm getting over. I might take your spot. I might take.
That's fighting words, man.
Well,
that's some fighting words.
Peace.
This Saturday over at the Skid Row Academy, I know Super Crazy has a show. I'm not booked anywhere, so I'm free. I was talking to Pat about Mikey, you getting over to see a show with us, a nice indie show. Would you be interested in Saturday getting over there? Because I guess the doors open up at 11. The bell time is at 12. Would you be interested?
Well, I was talking to Pat earlier as well. I let him know that I'll be in Six Flags on Saturday, but Six Flags has a wrestling show coming. And I asked him about scouting it.
Yeah. Do that. Check it out. Who it is.
Any wrestling show, sit there.
Yeah.
Sit there and take notes. But since we're plugging shows and you plug Super Crazy, I'm going to plug a show. Craig mentioned about the wrestling school, the workhorse wrestling training.
ACPW?
No. I'll plug that out there. But I'm going to plug one CW. It's called Summer Showdown. It's at 143 Broad Street, Houston, Delaware. You have Mr. Grimm, Jason Andrews, A.K. Willis, Dustin Wilson. You have incredible talent down there. Front row is $25. General admission is $20. Kids 8 to 12 are $5. Kids 7 and under the age are free. Doors open at 6. Bell time is 7. Food and alcohol available at due purchase. Yes, alcohol is available for purchasing. That doesn't mean throw the bottles at a worker you don't like. Just saying,
yeah, exactly.
That's MDK style, not 1CW style. They might laugh, though. But there's that. And then, since you said I didn't bring it up, ACPW returns September 4th for the very first time in over 2 years with fans. We'll be out in Media, PA at the Media Community Center. community center. Pardon me. I shouldn't be drinking beers and having soda and wings and all that I had tonight.
All that good stuff.
And then apparently our boy, Mr. Frankie Frizzo, is getting back in the ring.
I'm gonna have to break this out and just.
Apparently, I know who he's wrestling because I'm training the guy. So I'm gonna teach him how to be Frankie Frizzo just like I have.
Are you gonna be his
twice.
Manager?
Oh, you're training the guy. Okay, he was telling me about that.
I'm one of the main trainers at ACPW besides Tyreno. And it is great to have Pat, aka Frankie Frizzo, coming back and him being there to help these young kids learn how to do it the way we've been doing it. I got nothing but love for Pat, and he knows it. I love busting his chops when I beat him for a title that, let's be real, it's just a piece of paper. It's an honor to get a championship, but at the same time, it doesn't matter.
Bite your tongue.
I know it says bite my tongue.
See what I got? See what I got behind me? See that right there? Right there.
It's beautiful, beautiful merchandise.
There you go. That's a version of WCW US title that I was the co-champion of when I was managing JJ Cruz in UWC. So that means something to me. It's not just a title.
No. They mean something to me every time if I ever get them. But we're teaching the young kids these days, because there was an incident going on where someone didn't want to lose the title because of what things. Dummy. So they were upset. Different. So we're explaining to the young kids these days to go, when you get this, understand it, that you're in a position. You've earned it, but it can get taken away because it needs to happen.
That's a good point. Good point.
And that's all it is. We've explained to them, yes, titles mean something no matter what title it is. It's a prop though, but they have meaning.
Very true.
And this is why. So we break it down for them to understand with the training school. We do a lot of in-ring training with me. But I do more cardio stuff, and then I break down, and then we work on promos for the last hour. And I just throw them in the ring and go, okay, you have 5 minutes to come up with a promo. Can't be more than a minute and a half long, and then I tell them to go. September 4th, I'm in the ring. I don't even know who I'm facing. I got some random dude coming from Delaware. I don't even know his name, but I'm just gonna say I'm gonna put boots to asses.
Is September 4th? Is that the joint show with that new company, that all-female company? I heard 1CW is doing Capital Championship Wrestling, I believe.
Oh, I have no clue.
I believe it's supposed to be a joint show with 1CW, from what I heard.
This upcoming Saturday show?
No, the September 4th.
Oh, I don't even know if they had a show September 4th.
All right. Well, I know I didn't have this info pulled up in front of me about Super Crazy, but their main event is the Church's Money, Black G's, with Darian Hardway and Deshaun Pratt in a 6-man tag, taking on the team of Sean Donovan, Moose, and Brian Cage. And that's the main event for this Saturday at 12 noon is bell time for them. Speaking of Sean Donovan, I have to give big ups to him as being the winning that trophy, being the team captain at the Basket Brawl 2021. If no one has seen it, it is currently on IWTV. I got to watch the rerun of it since me and Dennis were there live. It was me and Dennis was our faces were like, what the hell are they? They can't play for it. They need to stick to wrestling. But after seeing what they did with IWTV and the commentators and everything was all put together, it was a very good product. It was a good charity. They were looking to only raise $5,000, but they made over $10,062, I believe, or 65.
Sweet.
I thought they were only at 9,000, so they raised another $1,000.
It went up.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Like 10,062, I believe, something like that. Though.
So someone sent me some information about 1CW. The front rows were all sold out. The main event of the night is for the 1CW Heavyweight Championship, with the champion being Mr. Grimm, and he's going up against ROH's Rex Titus. in his debut in 1CW. So that match itself is price of admission.
Sweet. But yeah, people, tune in next week, as just so happened we're gonna have O-Dog on the show. That's right. He's one of the co-owners of Super Crazy and Skid Row Academy. He will be on here. We don't know what topics we're gonna talk about yet. We're gonna see how the rest of the week plans out and what can we jot down from what we see all from typical news sites, from people's Twitter feeds, or Instagram or Facebook, whatever other people want to shoot their mouth off about from any of the yeah. Hi, Mikey. I see your hand waving in front of your camera. I'm just waving back because I see.
I'm looking at the chats and I'm like,
I'm seeing this. Hold on, this is what, Mikey. This is what we were seeing.
Yeah, the chat's pretty much stopped after CJ. Like, that's it.
CJ scared the fans away.
Yeah. So, but
there's stuff I didn't talk about tonight that we didn't discuss. But
no, that's quite all right.
Next Thursday, because we have next Thursday and next Saturday show. So we got 2 shows next week.
And next Saturday's show, we can pretty much talk about anything, but we're also going to do our SummerSlam predictions. Yeah, but like I said, we're going to talk about, and it's only an hour show, so we got to cram it all in. Yes.
Yes, we do.
So, like I said, people, you can tune in here every Thursday at 9:05 East Coast Standard Time, because on the West Coast we get that 6:05 status. So that old school 6:05, that's what we liked. So, but for anybody has any final words, I gotta say, stay humble and pay it forward.
Rest in peace, Bobby Eaton. I did not know that till Chio told me. Midnight Express is one of my favorite tag teams growing up, alongside the Rock Roll Express. Beautiful Bobby. I don't know. It just like came off guard. But just be humble if you come in this business. Be humble, mouth closed, ears open, and just have fun.
Dennis,
just live your life to the fullest. Like, honestly, stop. Don't live in the past. Don't regret anything. Don't allow people to kind of like push you around and badmouth you, because they're gonna keep badmouthing you as you keep talking them up and being respectful about them and being nice and not hurting their credibility and their name. But unfortunately, sooner or later, that bites them in the butt. So if you want to do things in life, speak up, don't hold back, and literally foot to the pedal and just go.
I guess that's where I went off in the wrestling business.
Mike?
I agree with what you guys said. Also, Craig, it was nice meeting you. It's pretty cool to talk with somebody who's been in the business, and it's really cool to actually experience this. So, tune in next week, everyone.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to laugh about that when he said it's nice to talk to somebody who's in the business, when he had his brother Pat the whole time.
Well, yeah, having Pat.
No, I'm not counting us then. I'm talking about like Pat.
He's just so in awe. He forgot about his brother, so he's just so in
awe. He's co-host. And he forgot about the other 3 guys that are in the business.
Yes.
All right, Mikey. You are now the least favorite Bernard.
I can't help it. I'm stealing everyone's heat. I'm taking everyone's spot. I'm sorry, guys. But.
It's perfectly okay.
Craig, you have any final words?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Anyone who's in this business is ultimately a mark. So never look down on marks, because anyone who's in this business is the ultimate mark, because you wanted this business, you love this business so much, you wanted to become a part of it. So while you're in the business, have fun, enjoy what you're doing. If you're not enjoying it, don't do it. Give that spot to someone else who actually wants to have fun and enjoy it. And when you get to be my age and Chio's age, start to give back, because you want this business to be better than when you left it. Whatever knowledge you have, pass it on. And even if you help one person, that's one person better for the business.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That was very like some a message coming from a wise man.
Well, it's good drugs, so.
All right, gentlemen. Like I said, everyone can tune in here Thursdays nights. Don't forget Saturday. We're gonna be in studio on the 14th. So look forward. We'll have O-Dog next week. SummerSlam predictions next week as well too. The 19th we got Rob Noxus. The 26th, Mark Jindrak. Dennis is gonna take that one. I'm gonna sit in. So, but thank you everyone. And since we were talking Samoans towards the end of the show there, what the hell? Why not? I'm gonna play the Wild Samoan Training Center video to lead us out, gentlemen. Thank you once again, and we'll see everyone at the matches.
Too sweet.
Come on, Mikey, get it up.
Too sweet.
I'm fragile. I feel pain. I hurt. I open my eyes. I crave victory. I do not give up. I feel no fear. I fear no man. I create. I conquer. I hold the power.
Make a choice. Just decide what it's going to be, who you're going to be, how you're going to do it. Just decide. And then from that point, the universe is going to get out your way.
We can't have another bad year. You've got to get to the point where enough is enough.
It's much easier to come up with excuses and why you can't do it. If you do what is easy, your life will be hard. If you do what is easy, complain about your situation, your circumstances, you surrender and give up on your dreams, become depressed and bitter and angry. Anybody can do that. If you do what is easy, your life will be hard. But if you do what is hard, keep coming back again and again and again. Get up dressed every day.
Take life on. Taking life by the collar. You say, yes, I will do it.
I can do this. And you've said to yourself, I'm willing to face the no's. I'm willing for people to laugh at me. I'm willing to gut this out. I'm willing to make this happen. It's my time. It's possible. It's necessary. It's hard. It's worth it. I'm going to do whatever it takes. I can do it. If anybody's ever done it at any point in time in history, then what's possible for one, it's possible for me, and I'm going to do it. And if you do that over and over and over again, your life will be easy.